That irritates the ever-living love out of me.
I mean, like, how do you see this socially? Like, when you're at a social event, do you say it proudly, I'm a truck driver?
We hold ourselves to the higher standard. We need to fight back, that we need to hold people accountable and stop taking accountability away from people. See this, and then you ended up blowing a tire, or you ended up getting pulled over and put out of service because you didn't do your due diligence. Oh, I got a problem. Yeah, I know you do, because it's you. And if they end up watching this, they'll know exactly who they are.
So I want to take a quick second to thank everybody who has subscribed to our show. It does help us a lot. This is a small show and we do it by ourselves. And if you haven't done so and you really enjoy the show, please do subscribe and rate our show on any of the platforms you watch. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Welcome to the Truck Stop Show. Today we're joined by, but before I say who it is, I'll tell you the story that I actually, for the first time, walked onto somebody on the highway 6 here in Guelph. And I handed this guy the card because he was driving a cool Peterbilt with a cattle pot at the back.
Yeah.
And then I handed him over the card for the show. And then later we ended up making a deal and he's here at the show. So
Made the phone call and watched the show for a bit. And yeah, I had to see what it was all about. But yeah, I was completely surprised me when you walked up with it. I was just sitting there and enjoying the traffic stop. I was on the phone with somebody and then you came up and handed me the card and I was like, okay, cool. And then I'm on the phone with my buddy and I'm like, some guy just handed me this card and I don't know what to do with it. And he's like, well, what is it? I said, well, it's the Truck Stop Show. So he ended up looking it up and he's like, oh, he interviews people. I'm like, oh, well, maybe I'll check it out then. So as soon as I got stopped that day, I stopped and I watched a couple shorts or whatever while I was waiting. But yeah.
Well, he's Dustin. And Dustin, I want to thank you for being here. And, it's actually, I never done this before. It's just, I don't know what that was. And I saw you just relaxed driving. And, it's a feeling, right? And I looked at you and I was like, this guy is living it. And then I had a red light and I was like, maybe I'll walk up to this guy and hand him the card.
Yeah.
And then, it was weird. It was creepy. But at the same time, I was like, well, he looks relaxed. Maybe I'll just walk up to him and give him the card for the show and bring him on my show.
He looks relaxed enough not to rip my head off for doing
exactly.
this.
Because some people could panic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, who's walking to me at a red light,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, in the middle of the highway, kind of, right?
Yeah. No, we get that enough down at the plants anyway, so we're kind of used to it.
Yeah. So Dustin, tell us about you and how did you get into trucking?
I was a mechanic, truck and coach mechanic for like 10 years. And then I just got sick of the long hours and working away. And so I was like, there's got to be something better that's going to be better for me, my body, my family, and everything else. And then I said, I was actually talking to one of the guys that was the driver at the place that I was working at the time. And he goes, why don't you just get into trucking? Like, just do it. He's like, it's so much fun. I was like, well, I watch you guys have fun, so why not? So yeah, I found somebody that would, get me my license and I've never looked back.
Is it like usually it's the other way around? Usually truck drivers, they're so sick of trucking. And I know too many people like that.
Yeah.
When they go to find something else to do, they would get into, fixing trucks.
Yeah.
But your story is the other way around. And when you said long hours,
yeah,
like, come on. Like, now you're in trucking, there's no hours at all.
Well, it's different, though, too, because long hours, physical labor is a lot of physical demand. Trucking is more mental demand. So it's different long hours. It's still long hours, but it's just different.
This is actually, I never thought this way.
Yeah.
Yes, because... trucking, you don't physically do a lot, but at the same time, your brain is going like
100%, 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
The whole time.
That's true. It's just a big responsibility. It's a big bird to fly, right?
It's not even your driving you got to watch for. It's everyone else's.
Yeah.
So you're constantly looking around. And that's how you stay away from accidents, right?
Mm-hmm. So you were fixing trucks for about 10 years. How long you been driving for?
About 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in September.
And what kind of hauling have you done so far?
Just livestock.
That's it?
That's it.
So all sorts of animals or particular type?
Hogs and cattle. That's all I've ever done. So,
What's your favorite?
um, hogs are more of a workout. Cattle is more mental driving, but it's easier to unload.
Okay, well,
So,
tell me about it. What do you mean mental driving?
well, it's kind of like it's almost like driving tanker.
Right.
You're going down the road, you start taking off, and then your trailer's going back and forth and back and forth
It's,
until
the-
they don't lie down. If you see cattle lying down, that's not a good sign.
Mhm.
They stand the whole time. So you start taking off, and they got to shift their weight because their weight's shifting, and then the whole truck's moving, and it goes to that. So then when you come up to like a stop sign, if it's a hard brake or even a brake or even a stoplight, if it's a hard brake, that it's just like pushing you through the intersection. So you actually have to pay way more attention with cattle than you do hogs.
Right. And that's not the case with hogs because they're small and not so heavy.
They lie down. They'll take a nap in that trailer. They're a lazy animal to begin with. So
Wow. Yeah.
cattle are always on their feet.
And how did you get into cattle hauling? I mean, so let's say you get a license 2 years ago, even though you have all this experience as a mechanic, you still hold the license for mechanic?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it called again?
310T.
310T. So you still have that?
I just renewed it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna maintain it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are a mechanic. So your company is probably gonna be very happy with you.
I already saved like a month ago. I saved them a tow bill
Wow.
on my way home.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of companies that want to hire
yeah,
you.
that's
It's a
what I figured.
driver with the license of as a mechanic, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So so how did you find the first job? Because there's a lot of people complain about, oh, I got my license, but I never find a job.
I got my first job. My neighbor actually worked for the company that I work for now. And he said that they have been known to pay for a license. And that was the biggest thing for me is I didn't have that money to fork out. Right. So I went to them and I made basically a business plan. I said, listen, I'm a licensed mechanic. I'd be good on the road. I want to go on the road. I'm a fairly good driver, like personal vehicle wise. Can we make a deal on this? I said, yeah, sure, no problem. When do you want to start? So I started in the shop for like 2 months. And then they sent me to school over the summer. So I started in June. And then I went like mid-July. And then I got my license September.
So you actually had the company pay for your license.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Everything's a business deal. If you think about it. Like if you are willing to present yourself with some value to somebody, they're willing to take the chance. So
Well said, Dustin. My approach is the same. I got too many people come talk to me about, oh, I got my license so many months ago and I still can't find a job. It's untrue that there is driver shortage in Canada. And it is actually, there is shortage.
there's huge shortage.
There's huge shortage. But I guess these are the people that are just sitting home applying jobs online thinking somebody's going to call them. But what you said is it's a business deal. It's they got to go tell them that I can do this.
Yeah.
And then somebody's willing to take a chance on you, right?
Yeah.
At least I found my job like that too.
Yeah.
And I started tankers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tankers, like chemicals.
Yeah, like liquid tank.
Liquid tanks,
Yeah.
yes. And
So it's like hauling cattle almost.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I only driven tankers. I never driven anything else but tankers.
Yeah.
But the thing is, somebody took a chance on me, and then I did all the driving without a scratch on the truck, and I'm pretty proud of it. Even though I'm not a very mechanical person,
Yeah.
like I don't have the kind of skills you have, or I don't have that sort of approach. But the point is, somebody took a risk on me, chance on me, but I didn't let them down.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not about you sit home and apply online and think somebody's going to call you someday.
Boots on the ground.
Correct.
It's like everyone's like, oh, it's such a different world now. No, it's not. You've made it a different world. You've made it easier and made yourself more lazy. Boots on the ground. Get out and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the company and say, hey, I'm willing to work. Do you have a job for me? That right there is going to be like, well, that guy's not sitting at home doing nothing, applying online. Yeah, let's give him a shot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
So, Dustin, what is the plan now? Do you plan to stay in this? Do you enjoy what you do?
I'll never leave. I'll never leave. The company I'm working for now is, I mean, they're great. They're understanding. They're willing to work with you. They're willing to fit in your family life. Like, yeah, I don't think I'd ever leave livestock. And there's just so much in the future to learn. There's so many different places we drop off. Like the variety we have is unreal. And if you go to the higher ups and you say, "Hey, I'd like to try this." They try and make it happen. And if it's a little more riskier for you to do it based on your driving skill, they'll send you usually with somebody if it works. But you just got to be patient. You can't be like, "Oh, I want this, I want that, I want that." Just like, "Hey, listen, I wouldn't mind a little bit more variety." Yeah, sure, no problem. We'll see if we can make that happen.
How big is the company?
We've got probably 30 trucks of our own and then some brokers.
That's like a decent size, not too big, but you still have connection with the higher ups.
Yeah.
Size company.
Yeah.
So it's not like one of those companies where the fleet is about 200 trucks and
No, they're not a mega carrier or anything,
Yeah.
but like they do well. Like they look after their stuff. Like you've seen the truck that I have.
Yep.
So
Tell us what you have.
I have a 2016 Peterbilt 389 Pride and Class flat top.
Did you ask for it?
They were gonna. I actually just heard the rumor that they were gonna retire that truck. But then when I started with my mechanical background, they figured if anything happens, he can at least get it down the road. So they were like, "Oh, why retire it when we can give it to this guy?" And so far, so good. Like it's still a great truck. So
What's your dream truck?
that's a hard one. If I could fully rebuild a truck, it would be a 359 needle nose, double round headlights, flat top, or a flat top 379 and swap out the lights for double rounds.
And you still want the cattle pot at the back?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that won't change. No. I see guys go down with like vans, steel, and not knocking them at all. Heavy guys, like I'm not knocking them at all. I just it's a good balance between physical exercise and sitting and doing nothing for hours at a time. So,
I have had people here that they've said that the cattle haulers believe they're the coolest truck on the road, but they're not because their trailer is full of shit. They're full of shit.
well, when you hang around shit all day, you tend to be full of shit. But I think we believe that we're the coolest because we hold ourselves to the higher standard. Like we have a live load. Like anything could go wrong. We worry about our load more than we do ourselves. And that's you talk to anybody in livestock and they'll say the same thing or something similar. So I think we do think we're cool because we are. So
And what's up with the chicken life? Since you're a mechanic, you can probably tell me this. Where do they come from? Like, where does this culture of chicken life, even though they can get you in trouble, you know that from MTO. You know the rule?
100%.
Well, just for the people, they can get you in trouble that you got, let's say, 100 chicken lights and 10 of them don't work. If they were not there, no problem. But because they exist, they should work. So they can get you in trouble in that way.
They can. The whole chicken leg culture actually came from literally running chickens from one side of the States all the way to the other side through the night. And those guys were making money hand over fist. And they said, let's just throw more lights on the trailer. That's exactly where it came from. So they'd haul chickens from the southern states to the northern states, and then they'd pick up vegetables or something and run right back. Like that's some hard running. They deserve to have nice stuff. But chicken lights for me, like I'll add lights as long as it looks good. And I guess you wouldn't have seen my underglow at that point, but I installed my own underglow and it's 2 different colors. And everyone's like, that's going to look stupid. That's going to look ridiculously stupid. And then the one guy that was saying that, he seen it in the yard in the dark and he goes, I take that back. It actually looks good. You got to think about what you do when you put it on, right?
Yeah.
So
Dustin, I want to take you back to the point you made that you wanted to get into driving to make your life better. It's going to put it this way. Okay. You want to quit the shop job and come drive. So you're, of course, for the betterment, right?
Yeah.
You think it has gotten better now?
I've found my attitude's changed a lot. I'm a lot calmer when I'm at home. I'm not as sore everywhere. Like it's more like the physical part of it was just getting to me. And I don't think I could do the long hours and physical labor anymore.
You are a young guy. I know you're just early 30s.
Yeah.
So even you're the young guy and still that job you do in the shop is hurting you.
Early in my career, I was the only other mechanic in the shop, and the head mechanic at that shop couldn't leave to go do road calls. So I was on call early on in my career. I would work 70-hour weeks minimum. That would go up from there. And I get calls at 2:00 in the morning. Hey, this won't start. And I'd crawl out of bed. I'd go to my truck. I'd drive off from Kitchener to St. Catharines. I'd get there, check the fuses, or change the propane tank, or top it up with fuel or something, and start it and go, that's 4 hours. I'm charging you for that. Have a good day. And then I go back to work because by that time it was about 6:00 in the morning when I had to start, and I go to work for the rest of the day. So
let's do a bit of comparison here. So as a mechanic, you punch in and punch out, right?
Yeah.
Right. If you work for like, let's say an average established shop, so you go to work 6 in the morning, you punch in,
and
you're supposed to punch out at 5 p.m. or whatever the case may be, right?
A lot of shops are going that way, but I would run. Sometimes I get out at 5:00 or 4:00, and sometimes there was a job that only needed an extra 2-3 hours of work. I'd get that job done and start fresh the next day. So I'd stay an extra 2 hours. Or I got it in my head that if that truck needs to go the next morning, we're staying here until it is done and ready to go with no faults. That's it. But I guess I just held myself to that standard. Like, not every shop's like that, but that's how I thought. And I've worked in different dealerships. Some dealerships are like, well, if you're going to stay an extra little bit, well, no problem. We'll face the overtime and you can get it done. Then there's other dealerships that it's like, it's 5:00, shut it down. That's it, no more. So I've been at a lot of dealerships, some fleets.
Right.
Well, like 3 dealerships and 3 fleets. So I've got a 50-50 kind of good mix of both.
And then now, in comparison to trucking, you come to work, and my understanding of trucking is you don't know when you're going to go home.
That's true. That's true too. But it was the same with mechanics. It's just more physical. With trucking, I can literally pull over on the side of the road or find a parking lot, pull over. As long as I'm empty, I'll pull over, I'll take a nap, then I'll start going again.
So explain to the people what you mean when you say, as long as I'm empty.
So with livestock, I don't like pulling over. I don't like stopping at all when I have a load on. Because your clock is running as soon as that back door shuts and you lock it. Your clock is running because they have to stay healthy. That is our number one goal, is to keep them healthy until we can deliver them. It doesn't matter if it's hogs, doesn't matter if it's feeders, doesn't matter if it's cattle. Like, feeders are just young hogs. They're going to market eventually, but you got to grow them up. And we do that. We do that. But as soon as that animal gets on the trailer and you shut that door, your clock's ticking. The well-being of that animal is your number one goal. So I won't stop until that trailer is empty. And then as soon as it's empty, I don't care. I'll stay. If I go deliver in Burlington, I'll stay there. If I'm that tired.
You know, I love when you explain what feeder is. It's actually, you're a smart guy. Because, you know, like when you were in media business, or like you're doing something like this, like you can't always expect everybody to know everything. So
Right.
when you said feeder, like majority of people wouldn't know what they are. And all of a sudden you're like, I'll explain what feeder is.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. So now I wanna do so are you married?
Yeah. Yeah.
You got kids?
4. Yeah.
4 kids?
Yeah.
Nice. And how long you been married?
Well, we're not officially by paper married, but we're common law.
And
We've been together for like 10 years now.
Mhm. And then has this transition changed your life, like the family life?
Sort of. I still don't see my kids as much as I maybe would like to. However, I can still bring them to work now.
Mm-hmm.
As a mechanic, I couldn't do that. Because what do you do? Sit them in a chair and make them bored?
And how old are the kids?
7, 6, turning 4, and turning 2. Oh,
This is a tough stage of life.
100% it is.
It's called midlife crisis.
Yeah, it's got to be.
You
Yeah.
gotta be home. You gotta be at work because you gotta run the home. So how are you managing this? Like, do you do long haul at all?
I'll do regional.
Which is like one night out kind of thing?
Yeah, one night out, usually.
Let's say Montreal from here.
Well, Illinois.
Illinois, yeah, that's one day.
Yeah, I went a couple Sundays ago. I went down to Illinois on Sunday, delivered at 6, got back to Benton Harbor, Michigan, and stayed there the night. Woke up the next day and drove home. I was back by like 3:00 in the afternoon.
Right. Now, with this sort of work, and then family, and then you got a partner, like how do you manage this?
I got a strong partner. If you're gonna make it in a marriage with trucking, your partner, in my case, my wife, just the strongest person I know. She has had to learn to figure out half the stuff I used to do when I was 10 minutes away from home, half an hour away from home. I could drop everything and be like, hey, I got to go home and I got to fix something. I'll be right back and I'll finish this up. Yeah, no problem. She has to figure all that out now. She is independent with my bank account, basically. Because she doesn't, her job is stay at home mom. That's a tough enough job as is. So she has a job. It just doesn't pay that good. But I'm kind of stingy, so.
No, but I mean, like this whole midlife thing where you got young kids and at the same time you're developing your life, right? So like let's say you want a house, or if you have a house, you want to run that house with the, with all these responsibilities and whatnot. It can be really tough.
Yeah.
It can be really tough when things are tough. It can be tough on the family.
Right.
And then, as you said, you give the credit to your wife, and it is not easy.
No.
Now, now I'm pulling this towards as a truck driver, or even before when you did. So, first of all, did your wife comment on how your home time has changed when you did this transition? Is she liking this better than what you did before, or she liked what you did before?
I'm home more and I'm more relaxed. That's the 2 comments she's ever made on it. She goes, "You are home more and you are more relaxed." I don't get called out anymore. Before I could get a call I could get done work at 4:00, get home, start supper, and by 6:00 I get another call to go to Toronto to fix something. She hated that. She couldn't stand that. And that, I think that was the final straw. The last time that happened, she looked at me and she goes, "Just go trucking. That's fine. Just go." Because I had talked to her about it. She was kind of on the fence about, like, I don't know, are we going to be able to afford our bills? And yeah, no, like that's what we came to. We could afford it. So.
And has the bank account gotten better or low? You don't have to give me numbers. Just
It's about the same, slightly less.
slightly less.
Slightly less.
So as a mechanic, you could make slightly more.
Yeah, I mean, if you're willing to work from 6:00 in the morning to midnight, 3 days a week, and not even miss any work, and then work your normal shift the rest of the week, and
This is not true that the truck drivers have the biggest paycheck? It's a myth out there.
I only started in trucking. There's guys at the company that I work for that make more than I do. Different runs, pay different. We get paid percentage too.
Oh, really? So
We
it's
don't-
not miles or anything?
We don't get paid mileage. We don't get paid by the hour.
So you negotiate every single load, kind of?
No. Our company sets what they are going to charge, and we get a percentage of what they charge.
And it's pretty open book. It's like there's no...
It's fairly even across the board. It depends. Like if you're doing state stuff, it pays better. It's a longer day, but it's also one load. It's less work. If you do 2 down to Burlington, you're about $100 less than what you would if you're running to Sandusky, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also working twice as hard.
Do you mind sharing that number? What that number is? How many percent? If you feel like, if you don't have
I'm
to.
not even sure on the percentage. Like I just know basically you're making about $400 a load.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I misspoke. It's 200 to 225 a load local. But then you go to the States, it's like $500.
Mm-hmm.
So you do 2 locals and you could do a little bit better going down to the States. It's a long day and the bridge always screws you over,
Mm-hmm.
but it is what it is.
So, so when you were a mechanic, my thinking is, Dustin, the mechanics are a bit of, they're sort of a counselor too at the same time for the drivers. So let's say
Like a therapist.
like sort of, that's a better word. Yes, a therapist. So a driver comes in distress because his or her truck is not doing well, and he's got these places to make it to, or whatever the case may be. It's always urgent.
Yeah.
Right? You know that. And then he or she comes in and he going on, and you're standing there and you're like, I'll help you, but I need some space here as well, right?
There's some drivers that come in and go, "Oh, I got a problem." Yeah, I know you do because it's you. Like I just look at you and I know you didn't do your circle check in the morning, or you did it improperly and you didn't see this, and then you ended up blowing a tire, or you ended up getting pulled over and put out of service because you didn't do your due diligence first thing in the morning. There was 2 drivers, I'd say, that was at the last company I was with. And if they end up watching this, they'll know exactly who they are. One would come back from doing a West trip and he'd be gone for a week to 3 weeks at a time. He'd come in, I'm home for 2 days, truck's yours, this is what's wrong with it, see ya, go to work, bye. The other one, he'd come in and say, yeah, I had to rewire this, and I had to do this, and I changed this out, but it's kind of janky, so maybe you should fix it. I'm off for a day and a half. Have at her, here's my list. Those guys were at first I was kind of standoffish with them because it's another truck driver, whatever. But then it's wait, these guys actually have brains. They know their truck. They wake up in the morning, they'll open their hood, they'll check it. Yeah, no, everything's good, and then close it, carry on. They know everything. They know everything wrong with the truck. But they also sat down and made lists with everything wrong with the truck. This is minor, this is major, this is minor, this is major. I fixed this on the road, check my work, stuff like that. So those kind of drivers are a mechanic's dream.
Mm-hmm.
I know my truck. This is what's wrong with it. I fixed X, Y, Z. I need you to do this, this, and this. That's how I try to run my truck. But then you get the drivers that are yeah, so I put a rod through the side of the engine. It's that's honestly not even that surprising. I could hear it knocking when you started it up this morning. Use your head. So
you prefer drivers who do work on their own trucks? Because my thinking is at least the drivers I work with, they were drivers, but they were mechanics. But I thought they were only mechanics in their head. So they every time you present a problem to them, they'll try and fix it themselves. So, and then there's a guy like me, Dustin, who would never touch a thing because I'm afraid I'm going to make it worse. So I would just never touch it. I would know what it is.
But how would you change that?
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't go to a mechanic or one of your mechanically inclined buddies and go, "Hey, can you show me how to do this?
No. See,
Can I make
I'll
somebody
explain.
else's life easier?"
I love this topic. Okay, so you remember I said I got into this, I did this, but I was not mechanically inclined, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't do tools, and it's every human is different. So
Yeah.
that was me. I can't do tools, and then every time there's a problem, I wouldn't touch it because I am convinced. Of course, I had friend circle that would sort of help me out and whatnot, and even then the shop. But I'm convinced that I can't do things because I live with this fear. If I, let's say, go to fix this joint here, I'm probably going to make it worse. Like, it's just my brain is designed this way. So you don't like guys like that. Is that what you were saying? So you like guys that would go investigate themselves and trying to fix it?
Yeah. Well, at least call me and be like, "Hey, I'm at the side of the road. This is what's wrong. Walk me through it." Well, I can try and walk you through it all you want, but if you think about it, like mechanics is all hands on.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, if you get a mechanically inclined driver, they're easier on the mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Live. I got in an argument with a guy and I said, "You grew up on a farm and you can't change a light out." And he goes, "I'm a truck driver, not a mechanic." I said, "So? I'm not allowed to touch it. I'll get in trouble." You're not allowed to touch tires. You're not allowed to touch brakes. That's it. You can change lights out. See, replace the bulb and see if it's just that. If it goes beyond that, you're not comfortable with it, sure, come and get me. But like, make everyone else's life easier. That's the mindset you should have as a truck driver.
Right.
Not to mention, you're sitting at the side of the road for 3 hours to change out a headlight. Like, use your brain, man. You could have it done in 15 minutes, rip it out, put it back in, you're back on the road, no problem.
But here's the thing, though. I never broke down on the road. Not once. That's my pre-trip.
That's all your pre-trip?
That's my pre-trip.
100%.
Yes. I wouldn't take a chance because I'm so fearful of these. Well, at least the people I got trained with. And then they were like literally the gods of trucking, right? Not the most pleasant people to deal with all the time, but they were honest to what they did and they liked what they did and they knew this is and remember, I'm only 20 at the time, right?
Right.
And they're like, this is a young guy. And I was in a confession that I'm dumb. I'd never, sat there and said, I'm the smartest guy here. Like I never lived with that. You're young.
Yeah.
You got problems, right?
Yeah. Well, that's when you're young, that's the time to learn. That's the time to change it, right?
Yeah.
And that's another mindset. Like it's in your mind. It's like, oh, I'm no good at this. I'm not going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
How can you do it? Because when you're on the road and you have problems, you're either sitting there waiting or you're going to figure it out and keep going.
Right. Sure.
So
Dustin, how does so everybody has their own pre-trip, not speaking legally, not speaking as per schedule, one minor major, but speaking as per the style. So everybody has their own style of doing a pre-trip. As a mechanic, how does your pre-trip look like? Just walk us through step by step. So you just walked into the yard, you're leaving for a load to Ohio. What are you checking? What are you doing?
Lift the hood, check the lights, check your tires, all the standard stuff. Look for anything that's kind of screwed up. It basically you're doing a 15-minute dry service, which is no oil change or anything, with a truck and a trailer, without crawling underneath and messing up too much stuff. You're just basically doing a inspection that a mechanic would do before you leave. That's it. That's all you really got to do. It's not that hard. Everyone's like, oh, these mechanics, they work crazy hours. And no, we do. But that's not just the service part of it is huge. If you can do that every day, you're taking the pressure off the mechanic to do it. We're going to do it anyway, but you're still taking the pressure off because at least we know this guy looks. If he says there's a problem, you go out there because there's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Give me a list of tools an average truck driver should keep in their truck at all times.
I just went over this actually with a friend of mine because he broke down. He's like, oh, I don't got anything with me. Socket set, pliers set, and screwdriver set. That's really all you need. If you're expecting to rebuild an engine on the side of the road, you're nuts. It's not going to happen. Things happen like that. But I have enough tools that I could replace a brake pot if I had to, or at least pinch off the line and get to a service shop. So
But that's you.
that's me.
Right.
That's me. But as far as I'm concerned, you can gauge a brake to get somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Dustin, so ever since you've been driving, is anybody else in your family truck driver?
My uncle was years ago, but he's not doing it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But that was about it. Yeah, there was nobody really else in my.
So you were basically the first one in the family to get into trucking, in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're enjoying it so far. I mean, like, how do you see this socially? Like, when you're at a social event, like, do you say proudly, "I'm a truck driver"?
Absolutely, I do.
Right.
Yeah. My brother-in-laws, they were kind of harping on me a little bit that, oh, you're going to be a truck driver. Like, all you're going to do is sit there and, like, you're going to get fat. And I went down 2 pant sizes. So it's like, but both of them come up and they're like, so what's your next story? Like, what's the next story you got? It's like, well, yeah, because I load livestock. There's always that factor in there that they're basically wild animals in captivity. So anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I've got kicked by cattle before. Mind you, I was behind a gate and I was right behind the gate because anybody who's ever loaded cattle and anybody who will train you says stay close to the gate because it hurts less. And it does. It still hurts, but it's just way less. You're not going to break bones, but you're going to get told, like, I'm bigger than you. Watch out. So, yeah, no, I didn't get too much flack.
No, but I mean, on a social circle, have you, like, you do realize that when you tell somebody that you're a truck driver, it's not a good image? You realize that?
Well, I guess it depends on how you say it. Like, I say, I'm a trucker. Everyone else is a steering wheel holder.
Okay, what's the difference?
A trucker knows how to drive and drives according to conditions on the road and drives mostly by law, as long as everyone else allows you to drive like that. Steering wheel holders will camp in the middle lane and they run by their E-log, and that's it. Like, I follow these rules and these rules only. A trucker will adapt to his environment or her environment, because I do work with, there's 2 females at my company and there's a bunch of other females in our industry. They're all great drivers. I don't think there's too many bad livestock haulers. But there's a lot of steering wheel holders in a lot of different industries. And you need to get that out of your head. I'm just a steering wheel holder. No, you're a truck driver. Have pride. You are the medium between your company and the company you're delivering to.
Mm-hmm. You're the representative.
You are the representative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You are the medium between. You go to a company, if you're delivering somewhere, and you go to a company and you show up with like a ripped t-shirt, scraggly jeans, grease all over your face, and you're just like, yeah, I got your stuff. Where do you want it? It puts a bad image to the company. They're going to either say, don't send that driver again, or just, you've lost our business.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I look at it.
So, ever since you've been driving a truck, has your perspective changed for driving?
No, I've always driven with truck drivers in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't cut them off. I make sure I give them enough space. If they look like they're struggling going up a hill and there's a stream of cars coming past, I'll let them over if I have to, because I know they're probably stuck behind somebody else. But that's an assessment that I make. And yeah, I try not to ride their ass too much, because
What bothers you the most on the road? that comes from the most, I said. I know there's a list of things.
Oh, yeah.
The most when it comes to dealing with these smaller vehicles.
Like four-wheelers?
Yeah.
There is a lot that really irks me. The fact that you pull out in front of me, if I'm doing 100 kilometers an hour and I'm fully loaded, you don't know if I'm loaded. All you see is the front of my truck. You pull out in front of me, you do 60, I have to slow right down just to turn left in front of me, the next concession or next block over. That irritates the ever-living love out of me. Like, I cannot stand that. I honestly feel like putting a moose bumper on the front and just driving through you. Like, it gets to me every time. But other than that, people driving in snowstorms, rainstorms, and foggy conditions without their lights on, but they got their four-ways on.
Yeah.
Turn your four-ways off. Four-ways is to indicate that there is a stop ahead. It is not to, hey, I'm just going to be going slow because it's foggy. Just turn your lights on. I can see you then.
Or go home.
Or yeah, just park the thing for the day. Hang the keys up. It's time.
Leave.
Done. You're good.
That's true. Yeah.
So
I like my first impression with people like that is I was like, why are you even here? Like, if this is that dangerous, just go. Like, what is more important than your life? Go if you're that scared.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, where do you got to go? Like, what is so important that you have to slow everybody else up?
Yeah.
You're just making it more dangerous for everybody else.
Impeding is, in my opinion, more dangerous than speeding.
I know. I only know one person that has gotten a ticket for going too slow. And they were in a sports car doing it.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the thought process there?
They just didn't notice that it changed from one to the next, and they were just going slow. And then they got an impeding traffic ticket.
Yeah.
So
it's more dangerous because, you know, the other people that, like, speeding is like, yeah, if somebody's being an idiot, they can just drive away, right? They're gone.
Yeah.
But impeding is like they're stuck with you, you know, or they're at least holding you up. And then you're like, what do I do now?
Well, and that's another thing, too.
Yeah.
Nobody really takes into consideration that we could be loaded. So if you're impeding traffic, you're going slow because you're a little scared, pull over in the shoulder and let us by. We're going to go faster. We're the professional drivers.
Correct.
So get out of our way. The whole pedestrians have the right of way doesn't make sense to me. And I'll tell you why. What's easier to stop? 200,000 pounds or 200 pounds?
Of course, 200, yeah.
200 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, I've got I need like a football field to stop. But you know what? This guy's got the right of way because, you know, he's just in a rush and he wants to get going. Like, it's the same thing with four-wheelers. It's easier to stop a car than it is to stop a transport truck.
Correct.
So I think we've got the whole right of way thing backwards.
I think it's just because you are operating on equipment, and it's just that holds you more accountable for stuff.
Oh, 100% it does.
That's how it comes from. So what bothers you the most about your fellow professional drivers?
Camping out in the middle lane.
Yes.
That's my passing lane. Stay in the right. Just stay there. Do the speed limit.
Yep.
I know you have at least 105.
Yep.
Some people have more. Some people have less. If you're LCVs, you got less. You're 90 kilometers an hour no matter what. That's just law. If I'm coming up on an LCV, I throw my signal on. I can't move over because Ding Dong is sitting in the left lane doing the same speed as the LCV guy. Get out of the lane.
A lot of people, I'm actually surprised how many people do not know that, let's say there's a 2-lane road. The one is drive, the other is pass. And legally speaking, you cannot drive in the pass lane. You can only use it to pass somebody. It's the law. It's
I've almost gotten a ticket.
For being in the passing lane?
For being in the passing lane.
Yeah, see, there we go. So you can actually but how many people know this? Talk to anybody. There's a very small amount of people that would know that you are not supposed to be driving in the pass lane. You're supposed to pass and come back into the right lane. That's the law.
It is the law. 100% it is. I think it's the trainers of these people that Like, I'm talking four-wheelers too. There's people my age that have no idea how to drive. I know people that go onto the highway, they'll go all the way to the left lane, and they'll just camp there doing the speed limit. That is a passing lane.
Correct.
That is a passing lane to the passing lane. Stay in the right lane. Just stay there and do the speed limit.
Correct. Yeah. But not many people know this.
No.
Yeah.
Almost nobody knows that.
So Dustin, if your kids ever ask you they want to get in trucking, what would your response be?
When do you want to start?
Really?
100%. I had my daughter with me the other day, and she's my prince. So like, she's very princessy, like very delicate. She's the oldest one.
Yeah. 7.
Yeah. She's, and she's watching me load hogs. She's watching me drive. She's watching me freak out on people doing stupid things on the road. She comes to me and she goes, I don't think I want to be a teacher anymore. I want to be a truck driver. And I said, consider teaching, because I really don't think truck driving's for that one. But like, my second born, like, honestly, if she wants to do it later on in life, absolutely, I'll get her into it. But I'll guarantee you all my kids know how to drive. They will not drive like the rest of the other ding-dongs on the road that just piss everybody off. But yeah, my 2 middle ones, like, I got 3 girls, 1 boy, and the 2 oldest are girls. The youngest is a girl, and boys in the middle. But the 2 middle ones, like my middle daughter and my son, if they wanted to get in the truck driving, I could believe that. Like right now, my son's obsessed with trucks. He will stop everything to stare at a truck going past a house, or he'll be in mid-conversation in his weird ramblings that he does. He'll stop and he'll see a truck while we're driving. And, look, there's a truck. Yeah.
Yeah. The reason I ask is, Dustin, so, of course, everybody has their own perspective and their own opinions. I hear too many people say trucking is not what it used to be. Trucking has gone down. It has very bad reputation. Nobody respects us. And it's very sacrificing. We all know that. It's very, very sacrificing. And you only know if you've done it.
Yeah.
If you haven't done it, you just think this person. I actually, the other day, there's a clip on one of the feeds, and one of the guests here was talking about how important, or how important trucking is.
Yeah.
And there's people commenting, oh yeah, everybody thinks their job is the most important job ever, right? It is the most important job ever. Trucking.
If we went on strike for 72 hours, the world would be empty. The shelves would be empty.
Starvation.
There'd be nothing on the shelves.
True.
The only thing not delivered by a truck driver is a baby.
Correct.
That's the only thing. Everything else goes on a truck at some point or another.
Correct.
Whether it's got 18 or 4 wheels, still goes on somewhere to get someplace.
But what do you get in return for doing such an important, hard job? Like, I think the governments have failed, and I say this in every show. The governments have failed. The truckers themselves have failed. The trucking companies have failed. The trucking associations have failed to communicate to the people. What do? There's no, like, an average person just thinks you're just dirty
slob truck driver, smelling pig piss.
Holding my words. Yeah. You're just like a bad person doing a bad job. But it is totally the other way around.
Well, everyone thinks we're lazy.
We are lazy?
Everyone thinks truck drivers are lazy.
Correct. Yes, that's another one. Yeah.
You sit on your ass all day and do nothing.
Yeah. And then you go, like, if you drive for so long, you go crazy. It is the case. Mental health is a huge problem in trucking. I am in all agreement on that one. But again, the society is supposed to take care of these people because they have these problems because they're trucking. Yeah. Because they're delivering your goods.
That's right. Yeah. No, we get a lot of bad reputations and whatnot, but I think a lot of it is there's no pride in it anymore. Like, you start on one of these big carriers, what are you going to get? You're going to get a Flutterfly 3000, automatic. You don't have to think about what gear you're in. There's no pride in it anymore. That's why, like, I couldn't personally drive an automatic. Like, it's just, I need to be in control of that vehicle. That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
You take that job away from me, where's my pride? Why do I care?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get distracted, and then you get in wrecks.
When I contact people for the show to bring them in the show, probably people who watch this will notice that I get a lot of cattle haulers or flatbed drivers.
Yeah.
You know why? Because they still love the trade and they wanna talk about
They've
the
got
trade.
the cool trucks.
Well, they want to talk about the trade.
Yeah.
But then there's too many people would just say, "Oh, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I want to talk about trucks." One, they don't want to associate themselves. They're truckers.
Yeah.
Well, they're truck drivers.
Steering wheel holders.
Correct. But
Yeah.
they don't want to associate themselves with trucks, or they just don't want to come talk about it because I guess that pride is not there.
No, that's exactly what I would say. Is that they got no pride. I don't truck for you. I truck for me.
Mm-hmm.
I like the truck I'm in. I wouldn't trade it. If they tell me that we're going to sell that truck, how much do you want for it? I'll buy it. I will buy that truck. I love that truck. That's my truck. I made it my home, away from home. I take care of it. So, I don't know. It's the pride thing, really. Like, you're driving around in an aero cab. What's the point?
Tell people what AeroCab is.
AeroCab is an aerodynamic truck that doesn't look as cool as like a flat nose Pete or Kenworth or an old Freightliner Classic. Like an AeroCab truck is those Freightliner Cascadias going down the road or the new Volvos, and they're the ones that getting in wrecks because all the responsibility is taken away from them. You can get trucks that tell you when you're getting out of your lane. What's the point? Like, I could be on my phone all day. Oh, yeah, okay, I'm in my right lane a little bit. Or I'm in the left lane a little bit. Like, I could stare at my phone and drive. Like, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. I hate when we take accountability away from professionals, you start getting more accidents.
This is actually true.
Like, back in the 70s, you never heard of transport trucks getting in too many wrecks. There's the odd one. And they were running for 2 days straight. When maybe 25, 30-minute nap.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they got a couple hours.
Yeah.
But they would go. It's the mental state that you have to keep going.
Right.
I know what my limit is. I've hit it.
Mm-hmm.
I've hit it. In just 2 years, I've hit my limit. But I've also challenged myself to surpass that limit if I think I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's my judgment.
Dustin, tell us a cool story that has happened to you so far in 2 years.
There's a few cool stories.
Well, tell me one that stands out the most.
Some guy handed me a business card and now I'm on a show. That's, you know.
That's very cool.
That's
in the middle of the highway.
In the middle of the highway. Like, I'm just driving along, just relaxing, and all of a sudden there's like,
that's cool.
Some guy I was like, I got brake pot hanging down or what? He's, business card. Oh, okay, thanks. I'll get in contact. What?
And then the funny thing is that you do contact the guy.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting, actually.
No?
Well, it wasn't fine what I did there. And again, that's the only time I've done it. You know, like I
do more.
Was that?
Do more.
Again, just stand on Highway 6 here and be like, here, come on my show, come on my show.
Why not? There's tons of people standing around with signs out everywhere doing stupid things that aren't progressing anything.
But here's another problem I have. Not everybody can talk well. That's
true.
Problem. Again, and I think when you truck for so long, at least this is my experience, you can lose your social skills. And then if you truck, like when I say coast to coast kind of thing, then like you sort of become the guy who only likes to be in the truck and doesn't want to associate with anybody. Again, the mental health aspect of it too, right? Because you're alone for so long. But then
I think it depends on your personality.
Mm-hmm. True. Well, that's
I could go to a truck stop and make a friend right now.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Like,
same here.
It really depends on your personality. Mm-hmm. Like, you see some guy doing something. Why hold that comment that could make the guy laugh? If he takes it the wrong way, walk away.
Correct.
You know, most people aren't all on the verge of losing their mind. So I don't know. I can make friends anywhere. I can find friends anywhere. So
then I chose the right guy to hand over the card.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but again, you know, like I have had too many cattle haulers here, and again, that pride thing is present. And then, I really wish I could bring somebody in who hauls a box or the van trailer. Or I don't think I had too many of those, yet. But again, the plan is there. I want everybody to be on the show and talk what they do, because we need to talk about what we do. If we don't, nobody else is gonna.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
because, and it has been long ignored. I say this in every single show almost, that truck drivers don't deserve what they get.
Yeah, well, I think we should get a little bit more leniency on a lot of stuff because of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the world runs because of us.
Correct.
I know you're going to get some electrician that's in a union that gets paid $200,000 to sit at home 6 months out of the year and say, "Oh, I'm important. Guess what, buddy? I learned how to do your job. Can you do mine?"
True.
So take your pride and shove it. We're going to keep ours.
Mm-hmm.
We all need to fucking work together.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Justin, what's the future of trucking in your opinion?
bleak.
It's bleak?
It's bleak.
Why?
With all the technology coming out with autonomous vehicles and all the technology coming out with, now I don't have to shift. Now I don't even have to brake for myself. I think we need to fight back and make it that we need to hold people accountable and stop taking accountability away from people.
Mm-hmm.
That's my honest opinion on it. But I wish it was like what it was years ago. I wish I would have got into it a lot sooner and experienced even a fraction of what it used to be. Like, even 10 years ago, it was way different than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, running paper was probably way easier on yourself.
I ran papers. I fucking hated them because I have dropped the F-bomb, but it's okay because my kids are going to watch it. But that's okay. It's I ran paper, but I hated the part when at the end of the day, like you're done, and then you have to sit there and draw lines and count the hours, and like I just hated that part because you were very likely to make a mistake. Because like you have just come back from a load. Let's say you just came back from New York City and you're tired and like rain isn't what it's supposed to be, and then you hand it in, and then next day you get called and be like, "Oh, forgot to sign here."
Yeah.
And so that part. But I mean, yes, there's pros and cons to both. But the other experience, what? Yeah, I mean, like there's been bright days of trucking, like when everybody was. It was a culture.
Yeah.
It was a culture. Truck stop were not what they are now, that
No.
you only go into fuel and grab some quick bite to eat and leave.
Yeah.
They were like, you hung out there and then you shared what you were doing. And like, it was like a community thing, right? It had,
Yeah.
But then I think the telephones killed everything. The smartphones killed everything.
How do you figure?
I mean, like, there's too many people. They like, let's say I don't want to talk to you, but I want to watch stuff on my phone. There's too many people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would rather talk to somebody than
Correct.
than
But
listen.
there's not many people like that, though.
And listen to. And I think that's because we're not holding them accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you can clearly see feet up in the air, no hands on the steering wheel, you're staring at your phone. I really just want to run you into a ditch, because it's like you are a professional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, use your head. You have weight behind you. You could seriously injure or kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Hold yourself accountable. There's no accountability anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the States, however. Running the States is way easier than running in Canada.
And that's due to infrastructure or culture?
That's due to accountability. If you are camped in the left lane, you pass a state trooper, they will pull you over. You're not allowed to be there. It's for passing only. If you're going above the speed limit, they will pull you over. If you're going below the posted minimum speed limit, there's minimum speed limits in the States.
Correct. Well, we have it here too.
Yeah, we do.
Well, we only
Do you know what the minimum is on the 401?
100.
No, that's the max.
It is 100, I think.
Is it?
Unlike Quebec. Well, 401, you're supposed to be 100. Quebec is like below 60, top 100. Because
Yeah.
Quebec is the worst one to drive, in my opinion, because I have seen people do 70 there on the 20, like on the freeway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here, like, you're supposed to be 100. You can't be 90.
But there's still minimums.
Yeah.
In the States, they're posted and they're enforced. If you were doing 45 on the highway, on an interstate, you're getting yanked. That's it. If you're not up to snuff on your pre-trips, if you're not, like, they will actually hold you accountable. It's great. Driving Detroit, my first time going through Detroit, I was like, posted limits 55 mile an hour. Sounds good. I'll do that. People are whizzing by me doing 70. The on and off ramps are half a trunk length long.
Yes.
You're going from 70 mile an hour to 35 mile an hour. It's figure it out or die.
I dislike Michigan.
Oh, I love Michigan.
I
prefer Michigan over Toronto any day.
Really? Too many dead deers?
Highway 69, I counted 45 dead
Every
deer.
couple of kilometers you see one. And the other thing is, I think their enforcement is way too much enforcement on trucks.
It's the same on passenger vehicles too. So I was talking to my one buddy about running Michigan for my first time, and he goes, "You're gonna love it. If you throw your signal on and somebody stops you from getting over, and a cop sees that, they're getting yanked because they're impeding traffic." So it's like, yeah, right, whatever. Then you experience it and you throw your signal on and there's not somebody camping right beside you. They either speed up and get the F out of the way, or they slow down and let you in because they know he's only going to pass this guy and then I'm going to get around him anyway. But you don't get that here. You get that I'm more important. I'm already late for work because I didn't leave on time. The accountability is on you, not me anymore. F you, I'm out. It's like, thanks. Like, it's fine. I could just move over and, you wouldn't get to work at all, but whatever. Yeah, no, it's cool. I'll just keep my cool now. So
cool. Dustin, I want to thank you for being on the show. I'm so glad I ran into you on Highway 6. And if you want to be on the show, find me on Highway 6, then you'll be on the show too.
That's right, yeah. You just gotta have your window down at the right moment.
And be relaxed. Yes, don't panic when you see me.
That's right.
So, Dustin, it's been a pleasure. I wasn't expecting such a great conversation because I wasn't sure you're going to show up or no to the show. I just randomly handed you over the card. So
yeah, no,
it all worked out. I'm glad. And I'm glad you're here and we had this great conversation and great learning. Thank you for watching the show. We'll see you guys next Sunday. If you are one of those truck drivers who is willing to say what they feel and see on the road or anywhere in the trade, please do contact us at info@thetruckstopshow.ca. Write us your phone number and we'll get in touch and bring you on the show.